What's happening, mate? All right?
Brilliant, mate. Great to see you, my man.
Yeah, sorry. Dino, I'm doing all this stuff online, right? I've not got a fucking clue, mate. Honestly. So, see if I turn my phone sideways, do I still get to see you, or go fuck it up?
You go on your side. You go on, you go on
Right,
your
sorry.
side.
Mate, I hate fucking technology, man. Honestly,
Fucking media guru now, mate. What's happening?
mate. Do you care what? I didn't do anything like that. Aye, we've got boys that do all that now. At the start, I was pure. I've just dropped that mustard as well. See, at the start, mate, I was slogging it out doing nothing, aye. But now that we've got a few quid behind us, we've got boys in to do stuff like this. So, thank
Uh,
fuck. It's a pain in the arse, mate. Aye.
but here, mate, he's a flying.
It's going well just now, mate. I
Uh,
never imagined it to get to what it's got. So
you're
like,
famous, mate.
fucking,
You're fucking famous.
that's what I'm saying, mate. Like, we walk about Glasgow now, and I've never been bothered for years. Played football and that, but now it's mental, mate. Like you get boys at 60, boys at 13, fucking 21, 20, whatever, varying ages, mate. I come
uh,
up to you and they're pure mad on it. It's the wee boy Slaney though. Dean, have
oh,
you seen
mate.
him?
Oh, mate.
People,
Unbelievable, man.
people love him, aye. So like he's took it to another level, but
Yeah.
nah, just now it's fucking mad, especially through here in Glasgow, mate. Like, you wouldn't believe, aye.
Outstanding, man. It's outstanding. During this lockdown period, man, I've been tuned in more than often, you know what I mean? Because it's fucking, it's been brilliant, mate.
It's been good for us, mate, this lockdown, aye, because like I work 7 days a week, mate. So see, trying to get down south to get boys on down south, it's like you need to take 3 days
Yeah.
off your work to get down there, and then they boys
Uh,
are need to
uh,
get permission for the clubs and everything. So with this Zoom chat and that we've got, like the names that we've been able to get on: Charlie Austin, Ollie McBurney, Wes Fodern, we done yesterday.
brilliant.
Uh, so they kind of boys, mate, we'd never have been able to get them if all this wasn't going on. So it's kind of been a wee blessing for us. It's happened.
No, outstanding, mate. Outstanding. But here, we'll get back I was what I say, off the ball there. Open goal. We'll get back to open
Fuck's
goal.
sake, oi, off the ball, I'm not that fat and ugly. Fuck's sake, you seen me to it, you kidding on?
But here, we'll get back to that. But obviously, I just want to get your story, Shy. Going right back to when. Well, first of all, how does it feel to be on the other side, mate?
Ken, what, mate, it's mental, my mate started up something similar to you, but he's not got your personality, mate, so he's fucking hopeless at it. I'll not name his name. But I done in with him. And Ken, what actually happened, mate, I ended up interviewing him. So I was just saying that, like, didn't let me end up interviewing you, mate, because I pure get to that mode where as soon as I'm speaking to somebody, mate, I just ask him hundreds of questions. So, nah, it's good, mate. I've actually been looking forward to it. When you asked us to come on. Obviously, I didn't get a chance to be on the other side, so nah, I'm looking forward to it. You're good at it as well, mate. Well done. You've got the
Well, here
personality for it, so.
I'm just like tucking in under your wing, mate, and just trying to fucking and just go for it.
Mate, that's it. Like the one thing I'll say about anything in life, I think, is you need to have enthusiasm, mate. Like love what you do, and you've got that. So fair play to you. Go for it. I think this could be your thing.
Sound, man. Thanks a lot. Superb. So yeah, take me right back, mate. Take me right back, because I think the first time I ever remember you was the disc Locky Park time, Sean Smith.
Sean Smith, mate. He's my hero. I like. So if it wasn't for Sean Smith, mate, I'd probably be sitting in the Rock drinking every weekend. If I'm honest, like, all my mates from Minas Hill, great guys. I still speak to every single one of them now. I was on a Snapchat with Sean Campbell on that at 4 o'clock in the morning Saturday night. Great guys, mate. But I'd have probably been doing the exact same thing as them, like trading Dundee and working for there. Sean Smith came and spotted me when I was like 9-year-old playing for Celtic boys up Locky Park. Thankfully, seen someone in us, took us up to Locky Park with Fozzie, Ross Wallace, Michael Gardine, Charlie Adam was there. Charlie's coming on, good guy, and totally changed my life, mate. I like in terms of how you should live your life, dedicate yourself, what you love, dedicate yourself to it. He was 88-year-old, mate, and he'd take us out twice a week, and then once on a Saturday morning.
Every time the track is and the bet's on, can still
Mate,
out there playing with you guys. It was fucking brilliant.
I remember we used to play you. It was Davy Martin, wasn't it? At the disc on a user at Wimbledon, aye. And I think once, mate, Wallace was taking the piss, because Ross Wallace was a joke at that age, mate, aye. And I'm sure he went to like pretend to pick the bat up, and you fucking blittered him. Do you remember that now?
I can't remember that.
But see, growing up with they guys, you know, they were young, they were a lot older than me, obviously, but like proper taught me what it took to be like winners and great guys. Like they were Faye Adler and Curtin, hard upbringings, and it really helped me, mate. And Sean as well, my hero, Sean Smith, like totally changed. Like it must have been so easy for my mum and dad bringing me up, mate, because see, any time you were bad or hanging about with your mates too late or getting involved in what they were doing, it was like my dad straight away, I'll phone Sean, man, and straight away that got you in line, and Sean would fucking go through, even at that young age, 12, 13, mate, he would proper come down hard on you, and he would say to you, like, if this continues, man, you're out of Celtic. So it was the perfect upbringing for me, mate.
That's good, man. Even when we used to just bump into him and stuff like that, man, he wasn't short and telling you, putting you right, even though he wasn't any of your players, and he was always trying to help you, guide you. He was great man. He was a great man.
Mate, I've been lucky. Sorry, and you go.
No, I was just want to say, Kim, what was always mad, there was always like loads of us training, whether I was like training with Davey or with Dundee or whatever. Usually would always be over, and there was always only like 5, 6, 7 years. We'd be like, what the fuck? And then, but ultimately, the players that were in that 5, 6, 7 just playing wee passes and short games, it was mental, mate. Every one of us went on.
Amazing, mate. Like, so there was only 5 of us, and it was so specialised to you. Like Sean would see something in your game that he thought you needed to improve on. And when you're in a big group, mate, you didn't get a chance to do that with kids, So I went for being Dundee's best player. Like Dundee were desperate to keep a hold of me. Had fucking 30 boys in a group on a session on a Tuesday, and I remember thinking, I've touched the ball about fucking 10 times tonight. And I used to look out at Sean's training, mate. I remember I was at Dundee, and Dundee trained on one pitch, Sean trained on another pitch. I used to look across there, and think, fucking, I would love to be over there, man. Like Sean was chipping the ball, and Wallace was volleying in the top corner. Midge was fucking slide tackling, and it just looked an amazing place to be. And I'll never forget the day Sean chapped my door, mate. I opened the door, and I was like, thank fuck, like proper. Yes, my prayers have been answered, man. Celtic have came and asked us to go and sing for them, so absolutely delighted, mate. And as I say, totally. But I was lucky, because I always think in life you need role models, man. Sean was my first. And then Sean passed me on an even better one in Tommy Burns, who was sensational.
It's mental you just mentioned that, mate, because I've got Tommy Burns here, because Fozzie always like mad on Tommy Burns. What was he like, Si?
Honestly, man, like, it's hard to describe him. Like, I've never ever met anybody in my life, that I've looked at somebody and thought, I actually want to be him, man. And he was the first for me, and he's the only one that I've ever had since. Like, in every way, man. Like, loved to drink.
Goosebumps.
That's what it was, mate. Like, in every way. So, and how he treated people, and how he educated people, and how tough he was on people, and how he socialised with people. Loved to drink, loved to laugh, but always teaching you, mate. Constantly testing your character and wanting you to not just be a better football player, mate. It was all about being a better person, He was massive on that, man. I couldn't believe it. You go into these academies now, mate, and they're obsessed with these kids being good at fucking drills and tech. But Tommy was all about making you a better person, mate. And see if you came out to Celtic at the other end and you never made it as a football player, but you're a better person, then he was delighted, man. And I've told the story hundreds of times when I got my ankle injury, man, and I thought I was going to need to chuck it. Kyle Hutchison, you know Kyle?
Kyle Hutchison.
He's got he's a Sparky.
Oh, Kyle,
yeah. So he was, mate. I remember it, mate. I was coming up for the train for London, and a specialist says to me, like, your ankle's fucked. If this operation doesn't work, then you're done, man. Like, you'll never play football again. I remember phoning Hutch, and I was like, mate, I think I'm fucked, man. Would you give me an apprenticeship with your job? And he was like, no worries, like, we'll sort you out. So, like, close to that, and then the next day I get to Celtic Park, and Tommy Burns is like, heard the news, how are you? And I was like, nah, listen, Tommy, I'm fine, man. Like, that's life, right? Just need to get on with it. But I says, my mum's fucking tore up, like, she's in tears, man. My mum worked in the bank in Lochee, Ken Lochee High Street. Never asked, like, what she'd done, never asked her name, nothing. Well, he'd met her before when I signed, so he knew her name and stuff like that. But that night I'm sitting in my digs, mate, and my mum phones us, and she's like, fuck it. She was greeting on the phone, mate, and she's like, Tommy Burns phoned my work today. But I'm sitting on the cashier's desk in Lochee High Street, serving somebody, and the manager comes, and she's like, the manager's like, Tommy Burns is on the phone for you. And my mum went, mate, and he was like, listen, I know you heard about the news with Simon last night. He says, do not worry about it, man. Like, I'll make sure he does well in life. Like, if he can't play again, I'll make sure I put him through all his badges. He'll be a coach here. I'll make sure he's successful. And mate, I mean, mate, he's the head of Celtic Academy. He's got thousands of kids to look after, and he's took a time out to phone my mum and do that, and that just sums up the time. But then on the other side, Dino, right, with a laugh on, you could get a laugh. I mean, I signed a year younger than everyone else because I played a year above myself. So Tommy came through to Dundee at my house and signed us in front of my mum and dad, and then me and him drove back to Glasgow to start the next day. 15, mate, aye. So he picked us up from my digs, and from my digs in Airdrie at Barrowfield in Glasgow, he's like, how professional it is in here. I'll be done proper, you'll love it, like best coaches, best facilities. Me and him are walking in, mate, never forget it. Walk through the changing room of Barrowfield, and Midge for Dundee, Michael Gardine, has got Gary Fraser for Dundee as well, bent out a physio table naked, pretending to shag him doggy style. After that 45-minute chat about how professional it was, he walked in. But mate, that was him, like, he knew what Midge was like, pissed himself laughing and just said, fucking forget, see that thing I've just told you for 45 minutes, forget it, man. So that was just the type of guy he was, man. A hero, proper hero, Dino.
That was brilliant, mate, brilliant. Did you end up wanting to scale through there then, Si?
Nah, so I left, no. I started scale at 4, mate, so
same as me.
By the time I was 15, I'd done my, standard grades. As soon as I finished my standard grades, mate, right through to Glasgow, so through there at 15, and just full-time training. Straight into it, it was brilliant, man. Best life ever.
Amazing, mate, amazing. That was the same as me. What, you, early January, February birthday then?
January, mate. What happened to you at Wimbledon then? Did you, because you were doing there, weren't you?
Mate. Well, signed. I still had a year left when I came home, mate.
Why did you come home? Just homesick?
Homesick, mate.
Hard, isn't it? It's hard, mate.
Really hard, mate. Really hard, Ken. It's that amongst other stuff, Ken. I mean, I had other shit going on in my life and that as well, but ultimately, mate, I'd got that low. And when I came back, it just didn't feel like I was a football player anymore. Do you know what I mean?
So did you just chuck it after that?
Mate, I was just like, I ended up signing for Brecon, and I was going up, Ken, training. We were travelling through to somewhere in between Perth and Glasgow to go training, kind of like Tuesday night, Thursday night and that, and I was just thinking, you know, what do I want to do this anymore?
Breaking's enough to make any cunt chuck it, mate.
But mate, it was one of these things, man. You think, oh, I'll go back, and you think, it just goes like that. And when you're getting on it at the weekend, mate, and the bevy and the women and shit like that starts to come in, mate, you're fucked. You can't. You've got to stay in the game, man.
That's it. See with stuff like that, mate, you only get one chance at it, man. Like, even with this podcast stuff, mate, I know it's one chance. Like, you need to fucking make the most of it because it could be on its ass before you know it. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, mate. That's it. But yeah, I wouldn't have had the life that I ended up with. You know what I mean?
Do you wish you stuck out at Wimbledon?
I didn't regret leaving, but when I think about the situation, I think I should have grinded it out. I should have grinded it out. But see, when your homesickness is a fucker, mate, it really is. It's when tears on the phone to my mum and tears on the phone. Like, my wages was phone bills. Mobiles were just coming in back then, and it was like, wow, any opportunity that I got, I was jumping on the train home. Any opportunity, I was jumping on a flight for London City. And I went. Mate, I was a total
opposite. I fucking loved it. See, living in Glasgow, being in digs, and then I got my own flat when I was 18. Celtic gave me a 4-year contract when I was 18. Mate, it was probably the worst thing that could have happened to us. So me and Midge got a flat in Hamilton, and mate, I'm not even joking you, right? This is how we were fucking mental back in the day. Like, the things I look back in that we were doing was nuts. Like, I know I'd be training with the first team on a Sunday, right, and I'd be out steaming on a Saturday night, and I'd turn up fucking hungover, mate, to train with the first team, and then you'd have an absolute fucking beast, and you think, can't wait to go out again Tuesday. Yeah, so we would rather go out on a Saturday and train. Mate, honestly, we tell the story. We used to get changed in the reserve changing room, and Kenny McDill was our reserve manager. Great guy, man, fucking hero as well. And he used to come up and pin the names up that were training with the first team, mate. And this is how bad it was, right? How harsh, like Neil Lennon, Alan Thompson, Chris Sutton, that worry on you. You'd pin the names up, mate, and you'd be absolutely praying that you weren't training with the first team. That's terrible, isn't it? You were fucking praying that you'd get an easy day with the reserves because you would get left alone, you could do what you like. And if you were training with the first team, I remember I've seen boys right going up to check that list, mate, and they're training with the first team. They've done that. Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, what? Did they beast you, say?
Oh, mate, honestly, mate, that was 2 hours of pure character testing, man. Honestly, I'll never forget my first day. Like, I got shouted up for, I think it was Martin O'Neill shouted me up. And for the youth team, who's your best youth team player? Send them up quickly. So I fucking sprinted up the top. But you get up there, mate, and nobody tells you any now. So, like, the game was 2 touch, but nobody's told me 2 touch. So the first time I get the bar, mate, I'm talking about 10 touches. And Martin O'Neill stops it. He's like, it's fucking 2 touch. And Lenny's like, is he fucking stupid? Get him back with the fucking youth team. Nobody's even told you it's 2
savage, man.
Oh, man, and it's sink or swim, mate, aye. It's totally sink or swim. I used to be the floater all the time, aye. So do you know what a floater is? So see if it's like 8v8, say the 17 and it's 8v8, I would always be the
yellow bib
man. Yellow bib, mate. So for some reason, mate, I would always give the ball away when for Lenny's team. See, on the other team, like, I would be amazing for the other team. And then as soon as they won it back and pass it to me, Lenny's team, I'd give it away, mate. And he would slaughter me. Absolutely crucify us. But good, mate. Again, see, for the rest of my career, like, no criticism ever bothered me again because I'd had it for them so bad that it was like, nah, I can take this, man.
So, see, like, going back, Si, obviously, you've had a decent career. You love a night out, to be fair. But do you know wish you probably curbed it a wee bit when you were at Celtic?
Definitely, mate. I do. I see boys now that are good mates of mine, like Big Charlie McGrew, who's a hero, mate, like a lovely guy, the best guy you'll ever meet. But like, I'm not saying like I was miles better than Charlie, because Charlie was a great player, very good. Yeah. But like, but then again, is it because Charlie went out as well, mate? Charlie was out most of the time as well. He probably like, I wouldn't say he was miles better than any of the rest of us, but mate, it's a tough one, do you know that? Because again, Aidan McGeady went out 3 nights a week. So does it come down to going out, or does it come down to who's better?
Some boys just have it, mate. Some boys just have it. When I was like, Nigel Reo-Coker was my age, and he was the captain of my youth team, and I knew he was good, but I never expected him to be that good. Do you know what I mean? He was still out with the boys all the time, and Rotherham. You had to go to college, Rotherham College on the Wednesday morning, and then boom, you just exploded, mate, at age 18, and we were like,
mad, like, see with Charlie, Big Charlie McGrew, mate, like, Charlie always had a lovely left foot, and he was always a nice football player, but he was quite sensitive when we were younger, Charlie. Like, see if he got shouted at, he would get quite emotional, but someone just flipped in Charlie, and I think it was his mentality.
Yep.
And then since then, mate, he was like superstar Charlie. Like, see when you watch him play now, he's so composed, and what a great football player he is. But you always had that. He's at Blackburn, mate. Done Blackburn, great. We've still got.
He's earned a few quid, mate.
He's loaded, mate.
He's earned a few quid.
Great that I love about football, mate. So we've still got a group chat with 10 of us that all came through at Celtic together, and we all still speak. We've done Zoom chats, and we've got William McStay, the youth team manager, on. He came on the Zoom chat, mate, and we were absolutely powering him, but it was a good lad. But see, when you're saying about Dog in college, mate, have you heard the story I've told you about that?
No.
Do you know wee Paul McGowan that plays with Dundee? He's a screwball, mate. He is a total screwball. Like, we used to go every Saturday night in the Mega Bar in Motherwell, rough as fuck, and without doubt, every Saturday he'd be scrapping, right? Scrapping 100%. He was fake airdrink, mate. I remember being in the bookies one day, we were putting a coupon on. 2 guys just come in, mate, and start trying to lay their gills on, man. And me and him are trying to fight off 2 guys. But we kept Dog in college on a Wednesday. We were the same as you. You had to go to get like your education, aye. So every Wednesday, mate, we would walk to the front of the college, aye, and he would shout, "Fuck you, Coatbridge College," and would fucking sprint to the train station. We'd get a train into the town, Glasgow, and would spend the day like spending our wages, getting clays, going for food. This happened for about 5 or 6 weeks at a time, aye. So we were at training on, I think it was a Monday morning or something, and William McStay, who was our coach, said, "You 2 need to get up to Celtic Park. Tommy and John Cushley want to see you." John Cushley was like the education welfare officer, and he was at Lisbon Lion, mate. He was like the 12th man for the Lisbon Lions. He was a proper hard guy, man. Like, we were scared of him. So he meets us at the front of Celtic Park, and And he's raging, mate. Like, his face is, you could tell, man, feel like 30 yards away, and I'm at the girls that we're fucked here. Because so we get up to him, and he's like, used to up office now. Me and Tommy need to hear a word with you. Bearing in mind, we're shit scared of this guy, mate. So she get up to the gym at Celtic Park. You walk through reception, then you need to go up the longest set of stairs ever, mate. It's about 40 stairs, right, to get up. And John Cushley is walking in front of us, and wee Paul McGowan, mate, is behind him, like 2 yards behind him, and I'm next to him, and he's then faces behind him. I don't know, the gym, right? I'm trying not to piss myself laughing. So we get into the office, mate. Like, usually Tommy would give you a wink or a laugh to make you know that everything's going to be all right. Don't worry about it, mate. But he's raging as well. Like. So we're standing there, and John Cushley's he's saying, like, used to, if there's any two that need to go to college, it's used to thick bastards. Like, if you didn't make it in football, you will be working in McDonald's next year. That was his words, mate. And then Tommy looked at us, and Tommy went like that. I was expecting him to make a joke again, and he went like that. I've got nothing to say to used to. Fuck off. So see the way back down to Barrafield, mate, I was at the Gowser, like, mate, we're getting released, man. Like, I've never seen Tommy like that. Always would make a joke of someone, aye. So we trained that day, mate, and Tommy would always come down to training as well. So I'm saying to Gowser, he'll come down to training, and then we'll hear a laugh about it when John Cushley's not there, mate. Doesn't turn up for training, aye. So you know what you're like as a young boy, mate, your head's working overtime.
Spinning, huh?
Me and him are getting to train him. We're saying to ourselves, like, what are we going to do for a job? Like, we're going to get sacked, man, 100%. That night, I'm sitting in my digs after John Cushley said about working at McDonald's. I sitting in my digs, and the phone goes, and it's Tommy Burns, and I'm like, to the boy I'm sharing digs. So I'm like, there's Tommy. He's phoning me to tell me I'm released, man. Like, I need to go home. And I answered the phone. He's like, can I get a Big Mac meal at McFlurry? And then he was like, listen, don't worry about John Cushley. I would have absolutely dogged college as well. He says, just you concentrate on the football, you'll be fine, man. And that, amazing, mate. Do you know what I mean? But that upbringing, as I said, you know, the best days of my life, I see like, when you say, like, do you wish you worked harder? Nah, mate, like, see the memories that I've got for it, night suit and day suit, and the best days of my life, mate, I loved it.
Brilliant, mate. So, 2010, or 2009-10 season, you went to Swindon?
That was right, mate, I went to Swindon. So Tony Mowbray came in, aye, and I'd been out for 2.5 years with my ankle. So I came back, and then we went to Australia, mate, aye. And it was it was first class out of Australia. We flew to Dubai, and then we flew to Australia. And the worst thing, Tony Mowbray, he was so laid back. Tony Mowbray, he says you can have a drink. So I think, mate, I got sat next to Paddy McCourt, which is know what you want as a young boy. And I think me and Paddy ended up having a few drinks, man, and having a proper laugh in Australia. And then Tony Mowbray came up this afternoon and says, "You were far too loud on the flight there. Like, you need to calm down. I know you're excited, you're a young boy, you're away, you've been out for 2.5 years, but you need to calm down, man." And then we were playing, it was only playing one game that year, that trip, sorry. And in the changing room before the game, I was bowling about trying to get a laugh at everyone, man. And before the game started, he pulled me aside, he's like, you're completely out of order, you're a young boy, you're too much. He's like, you need to go and learn first team football. Like, I don't know what you think football's about. It's not carry on, it's totally serious. He says, when we get him, you'll be going out on loan to learn like the real world. And as soon as I got him, mate, within a week, I was on loan at Swindon because his mate was the assistant manager at Swindon. Right. But he's saying that, mate, right? And I went to Swindon, and it was an even bigger piss up than it was at Celtic. Oh, mate, that was the best. That was the best year of my life. See, the year I went on loan for Celtic to Swindon, that was the best year of my life, aye.
What was I doing there, Si?
So there was a lot of Scottish boys down there, mate. A guy I was at Celtic with, Scott Cuthbert, was there. But it was old school pros, do you know? It was like the last of the old school pros. I got to Swindon on a Tuesday, aye, and I trained on the Tuesday. There was a mad scouser called Billy Painter, mate. Legendary guy, aye. Fucking loved the drink. He's like, "It's me, all right, lad. Do you drink?" And I was like, "I didn't mind the drink." He's like, "We're out tonight, Tuesday night." So it was a pub quiz and mate, we used to go to pub quizzes, aye, with, like, there'd be fans sitting about, man. Tuesday night, we'd be sitting at a pub quiz, like, necking pints, and then
signing autographs.
And then you'd be after Wednesday, and then you'd train Thursday, and then, mate, I thought, right, surely not Thursday. Straight up to you after training. "You out tonight, lad?" Thursday night, mate, game on a Saturday. So I remember waking up on a Friday, mate, I'm meeting my debut on the Saturday, and I felt rough, mate, in training. So I put a proper hard session on the Friday. The manager came and said, you're going to play Saturday. Played Saturday, got man of the match, mate. So that's the worst thing that could happen. See, if I had a beast on the Saturday, Dino, I probably would have thought, right, I need to back. See, if I couldn't have got man of the match, mate, I was at fucking send on, man. So that's what it was like to me. Like the manager, Danny, was the best. I mean, that was my manager phone, is it? He played under Brian Clough, mate, so he was all for it, aye. So see, after every game on a Saturday, win, lose or draw, he would be like, right, everyone up to the players' lounge, I'll get you a beer. I loved that, mate, aye. See, playing on a Saturday and then sitting with your manager after the game, you take a pint with you, you chat about football, the game, what happened, stuff like that. You go home, get showered, get changed, and you would all go out, mate. And you could actually justify your night out because you'd played on the Saturday. And see, if you'd won, mate, and you've probably got like a 500 quid win bonus, mate, you're buzzing, man. See, when you're out and you've played and the fans are out and there's birds there, do you know what I mean? And, mate, you're living the life, man. It was like the best year of my life. We were flying that year. I think we finished third in the league. And easily, mate, the best year of my life, aye.
Outstanding, mate. What here? So, did you come back? Or did you go for a loan? Straight into the hangar? Straight signing?
Is my Wi-Fi bad, mate?
Wi-Fi jumping there a wee bit, mate. Couldn't hear you at the end there.
Is it because I'm moving the phone a bit?
Maybe.
Is that better now?
Speak now, Si.
Is that better now?
Jumping a wee bit, mate.
Better going on 4G?
Jump on the 4G, see what that does.
How do I do this? Just flip up?
Just flip up, I think, mate. I think it'll stay on the live.
You know?
Oh, mate, that's it.
Is that the one?
That's the one, mate.
Right, mate. So, did you miss anything for that last bit?
What was it? Where were we? Oh, I was just asking if did you sign permanent right for the loan?
Nah, so that was another thing, mate. This is another disaster story for me, man. I came back to Swindon, mate, and I was at Celtic. I came back to Celtic, sorry, and Lenny had got the job. And Lenny was my reserve manager, mate. Me and Lenny always were tight, man. Like, we proper got on all the time. Like, he thought I was a good player, Lenny. So, when I was doing it at Swindon, mate, the worst thing I could have done, I got asked in an article, like, can you ever see yourself going back to sit on the bench at Celtic, mate? And I'm pure, as I say, I'm so excited about playing with Swindon every week, mate. We are flying. I think I'm going to be in the Championship in England. And I've basically wrote, like, there's no chance I'm ever going back to Celtic, man. Like, no way. I'm done. I'm done here to play. I'm coming back. Because the Swindon manager told me he wanted to sign. He wanted to sign us. Yeah. So my heart was set on going back down there, mate. As I said, it was the best year of my life. The boys were amazing. Like, I loved it. And I get into Celtic at the first day, mate. Back to pre-season. Mate, I hadn't even got my shoes off in the changing room. And he's bursting the door, right? He's like, you, office, now. Mate, get up to the office, man. He's got every single paper, every interview that I've ever... Him, Alan Thompson, Johan Mjalby, mate, and they have just slaughtered me, like, totally slaughtered me, man. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Had one good season.
What was your excuse?
Do you know what I says to him? I says, Lenny, I was fucking living life, man. I says, I was probably hungover when I done that interview. Mate, and that's a good thing about Lenny, man. He would go through you, and then he would make it a laugh at the end. He's like, listen, I totally understand. I've been where you are. He says, listen, I think you're good enough to play here, man. Get your nut down over this pre-season. If you do well, you'll get a chance. And do you know what I think he respected about me? I went at him, Lenny, see, to be honest with you, I didn't want to come back here. Like, I didn't want to be a sub. I didn't want to sit and watch Mark Process play. I want to go and play football every week. And I knew that Swindon were going to double my wages, mate. So that was in the back of my mind as well. I need to go. So anyway, Lenny's trying to convince us. He says, listen, you could come on, you could end up playing 20 games a season as a sub for Celtic. So he says, come to America, do well, and we'll see what happens. Go to America, mate, and honestly, not just saying, like, I never blow smoke up my ass football-wise. Like, training and games, mate, I done really well, man. We played Seattle, and I got man of the match. I played Sammy through he got a penalty. I passed the ball through him. He got taken down and got a penalty. After the game, Lenny's made a big deal about how well I played. I remember Johan Mjalby pulling me saying, listen,
because that was some team side. I mean, what year are we talking?
That year wasn't as good, mate. The year before that, when it was
Gravison in that.
that was no Gravison was later, mate. So this would have been like Joe Ledley, Key that played with Newcastle, Samaras. Good team, mate. They were a good team, but so that night after all that's happened in the game, done really well, mate. Lenny's like, right, you have done well. We'll get a night out, mate. You know what it's like as a young boy, steaming, man. Early doors. Me and Paul McGowan, absolutely steaming. Meeting in the lobby. I remember going down to the lobby, mate. This is before we even went out. We'd been up. Me and Gowser had snuck to a newsagent and got drink, mate. And we're sitting in the room tanking it, mate, while everyone else is no touching a drink. I remember walking down to the lobby thinking, I'm fucked here, man. And then we go out, and me and Gowser, mate, just go wild, Like, I think Gowser ended up squaring up to Scott Brown, the captain, mate. Trying to stick the nut on Bruni. And then I'm sitting with Lenny and all the coaching staff, mate, and I think I poured a pint over my head. Like, me and my mates for Dundee, like, I think they're on this, like, my brother, Kyle Hutchison, McKenna, Kirky, Taylor, Dale Lauderdale, we used to do that, mate, pour pints over my head. So I've just totally got in that zone, mate, and in front of the first team, I'm pouring pints over my head, soaking, mate, on a night out. So I think I was showing Lenny pictures of people on my phone and stuff like that, mate. He was a manager, mate, do you know what I mean? Next day I woke up and do you know when you wake up, mate, and there's 5 boys staring at you? Oh, you bastard, man. You better go and see Lenny, man. So me and Gills walked into breakfast and it was John Clark, who's like the legendary kit man. He's a Lisbon Lion. And he liked me and Gills because they're a wee bit of characters. And we were like, Clarky, what's happening, mate? And he just done that to us. And we were like, and he came over and he says, I'll give you one bit of advice. I would go and chat the manager's door, his hotel door. So, mate, see that lift up. In fact, see that night, you know, ended up rolling about with Alan Thompson, the assistant manager, in the hotel lobby. Like, it started off as a play fight, mate, but I think I ripped his Prada shirt. Ripped it, mate, clean off him. Like £500 shirt. So, Chap Tomo's door, right, me and Gowser. He's like, never answered the door. He's like, who is it? And I was like, we were like, it's Sai and Gowser. He's like, fuck off. And we were like, oh, no, man. So I went up to Lenny's door, exact same chap, his door, Lenny's. Who is it? Sai and Gowser. He went, fuck off, I'll see you later. Mate, see that full day, man, like, my heart. Oh, my God. So somebody's came around the rooms, I think it was like a physio or something, and went, there'll be a team meeting at 5 o'clock tonight. So me and Gowser knew, man. So we get in the meeting room, and it's, who was the captain at the time? Bruni at the top table with Lenny, Alan Thompson, Mialbe, and Gary Parker, who was another coach. And it's a kangaroo court, mate. So we're all sitting, and like all the wee offences were first. So all the boys who'd slaughtered Lenny or something on a night out, they were coming up. But mate, they were getting week's wages for. I think somebody slaughtered Lenny's gear or something. And he gave Joe Ledley a week's wages. So he's like, last the two fucking clowns, Ferry and McGowan, up he's getting, mate. And we stood up, mate, and he's read a wrist. Everyone had to write in the things that would say to them. Mate, we were saying to boys, right? We were 19 and 20. We were telling boys they were shite. I don't know how you're at Celtic. Mate, the Nike sponsor Celtic was sponsored by Nike at the time. These came out of America to meet the team. And Big Charlie McGraw was one of my good mates. And I never found this out till the next day, but he was like 10 yards away from me, and Charlie's done that to me, so I go and throw a bit of pizza in his face.
Oh,
mate,
no.
Picked a slice of pepperoni up and take 10 yards right off his dish. Gowser trying to fight Mark Antonio Fortuny in the lift, try to have a square goal. So, mate, I think he's done us £200. He's 2 weeks later.
Do you remember anyone, or was it a blackout, or do you?
Nah, it was a blackout, mate. It was a
blackout. Oh, they're the worst, mate.
But
got the total fear.
Mate, again, brilliant with Lenny. He knew we were on a lot of money. So it's like, you can either get fined 2 weeks' wages, or you can wear a mankini for the full day on the last day of the trip. So me and Gills are fired on the mankini, mate, and we were walking about the hotel with a mankini on. But, mate, I love Neil Lennon. I like totally understands like where a young player's coming from. Understood that we weren't the bad guys, probably been in the same situation himself. You get excited, you're away with the first team. And, brilliant, mate. Like,
yeah,
but then
it's only, if you've not been in that situation, you're fucking surely you're a square peg, yeah.
That's what being young's all about. I make mistakes, mate.
Oh, man, 100%.
So that basically, mate, that's why I ended up back at Swindon.
So did you get signed for Nike then? Oh, what?
That Nike sponsor. I don't know how we never punched my cunt in, mate, but what was I thinking, man? So that's how I ended up back at Swindon, mate. Swindon put in a bid for me and Paul Caddis.
And who's the manager? Danny Wilson.
Danny Wilson, mate. What a guy, eh?
Aye.
Loved him.
What was he like to play for, Si?
Just one of these I see managers now, mate, and they want to control everything now.
Aye.
Like, honestly, I went to Dundee, like, I was shite at Dundee, which people in here will probably know I was fucking terrible, but it's like, 9 o'clock you need to be in, 20 past 9 you need to go for breakfast, 9:30 you need to be in the gym,
Aye.
10 o'clock you need to be doing your stretching,
Aye.
after training you need to do stretching, then you're in an ice bath, then you need to go to lunch. It's like, mate, I'm 28-year-old, man, I know what I need and what I don't need. Like, Danny Wilson, mate, was perfect for men, like a proper man's manager, mate, like,
Aye.
knew when the right time to give days off, or knew the right time to slaughter boys, knew the time to be nice to boys. And,
successful manager as well, mate.
Mate, managing the Premier League with
Sheffield Wednesday. Aye.
And he would take, he'd take us away for days, he'd take us away to London for days, big hotels, piss-ups for 2 and 3 days. But then that was it, like, I'm making it like I'm a total fucking... But see, when we trained, mate, it was just... See, when we trained, like, you wouldn't get away with pissing about in training. So it'd be a laugh before training, it'd be a laugh after training, you'd take a laugh in the dressing room. But, mate, they were a team of men who wanted to win, man. And Danny Wilson was the same. Like, there would be no pissing about at training. You would run your bollocks off. You would tackle like fuck. Honestly, training was such a high intensity, man. And that's probably why we got away with going out and also going and training at the same time, because training was such high intensity, mate. We beat Leeds 3-0 at Elland Road. Battered them, mate. Beat them 3-0 at Swindon that year. That's Leeds were like Snodgrass. Johnny Howson, who went away.
Leeds were doing, Leeds were in that
mate,
for a while,
Southampton as well, with Lallana. Southampton had Lallana, Oxlade, Chamberlain, Schneiderlin, Ricky Lambert. We beat them twice that year. Like, we had a proper team, mate. As I say, like, boys went out a lot, but when it came to training and games, mate, we were on it, man. And best team I've ever played in, just because of the banter.
That bevy inside, man.
I know.
You kept yourself in great shape.
Do you know what, mate? See, even then,
the Herbalife programme.
You still doing that? Dale Lauder's still doing it.
Big Delva, yeah. I still talk it, mate.
Yeah, Dale Lauder was the only cunt that took Herbalife and put weight on. Nah, but I loved that, mate. I loved that at Swindon. It was like the best, as I say, the best 4 years of my life. And the biggest regret I've got in life, mate, is what. And I've seen some of your stuff about like setting targets, mate, and I didn't do that anymore, right? Because when I played, I used to do that all the time. See, when I was at Swindon, mate, I always used to think to myself, right, in 2 years I need to be in the Championship. I need to be earning this amount. And it killed me, mate. I used to eat away at me, man. I used to be lying in my bed.
Because when it comes to 2 years and you've not achieved that in that specific time scale, man, you start fucking talking down to yourself mentally. You're fucking.
But do you know? For me, it's not even in the 2 years. It's like, see, if I hear a bad game on a Saturday, I'm then thinking that 2 year plan's fucked. There's no way I'm going to make that. Like, I've been shite today. There's no way I can go and play in the Championship in 2 years. So see, now in life, mate, I'd never do that. I just take like every day as it comes, try to enjoy myself. And whatever happens, mate. Like, as I say, with the open goal stuff, it could be on its ass tomorrow, mate. But I'll just go and get a job, It wouldn't have bothered me. So I don't put any pressure on myself.
As long as you can, take each day as it comes, but as long as you're fucking giving it your all
your
in
best.
That's
it, mate. And that's why that Swindon team was so good, mate, because we never done that. Never set targets, never thought we're going to get in the playoffs. We enjoyed ourselves, and when it came to working, we grafted, mate.
That's good. Was there anybody there what took you under their wing or that side? Any older players?
There was a guy called Jonathan Douglas, mate, who I loved, man. Like, he was a total warrior. Loved a pint. Absolutely loved a pint. He played for Blackburn in the Premier League. Played for Leeds in the Championship. Proper player, mate. Played 12 times for Republic of Ireland. And he'd always say to me, like, enjoy yourself, man. Like, life's about enjoying yourself. Go out, have a good time. But as I say, when you come to train, like, see if you'd been out the night before, mate, and he knew that, and you turned up to train and you put it in, he would not say a word to you. See if you turned up and you weren't at it, mate, he'd fucking slaughter you. He would slaughter you, and he would say to me, he'd pull me aside and say, stop going out, because you obviously can't do it. You're turning up here and you're going through the motions, and that's not good enough, man. If you want to do that, make sure you come here and do it properly the next day. So he was brilliant for me, mate, and he was a proper good player, do you know. Like, we went to Cheltenham races one year, and we beat Southampton at St Mary's. Charlie Austin scored 1-0. That basically cemented us in the playoffs. We were definitely going to be in the playoffs no matter.
What a player, by
He's a hero. Here's another one, too. See, when you talk about professional and that, Charlie was the biggest boozer you've ever met in your life, mate. Honestly, you know, like, you wouldn't believe it. Charlie.
We've just spoken about all the boozers. Every cunt's fucking just like, yeah, fuck it.
Mate, that's what I'm saying. So we played Southampton at St Mary's, mate. Tuesday night, battered them. Couldn't get a touch, mate. We popped them off the park, beat them 1-0, cemented us in the playoffs. Our chairman owned Betfred, mate. Aye. A guy called Jeremy Ray, or his brother owned Betfred. Comes in the dressing room, he's like, lads, amazing, man, what he's achieved this year. We're going to be in the playoffs. He says, you've got a box at Cheltenham tomorrow, right on the finishing line, free food, free drink. I didn't hear a suit, mate, aye. See, at 21, I didn't hear a suit. So one of the boys in my team, mate, Michael Timlin, he was like a Cockney guy, proper dodgy, good-looking guy. He's like, mate, I've got a suit, I'll give you. Mate, he's gave me like an Armani suit and pinstripe.
I thought you were going to say if you're a Del boy.
Probably, mate, it was off a van, 100% it was off a van, but it was nice, man. So we get to Cheltenham, again, you get carried away, mate, didn't you, young boy, end up absolutely steaming. But the boy Billy Painter I was talking to you about, I got the winner up, mate, in the last race, right? I'd had a beast all day. Last race, a 45-1 shot. I've done that, fuck it, I've got a bet favourites all day. I'm sticking 20 quid on a 45-1. Mate, came in, 900 quid. Won 900 quid, right? So, went crazy, man. Ended up, again, pouring pints over my head. But he's raging, mate. But he's not said a word because I'm having such a good time. But I forgot, I'm pouring pints over his Armani suit.
His suit?
So, Billy Painter, mate, our best player, star striker, man. He's like that, right, lads, tenner ahead, and I'll run the last length of Cheltenham bollock. And we were like, no chance, man, no chance. So, in fact, I think it was 20 quid ahead. So we've toilets that go, there's 2 toilets here, and then that takes you right out onto the finishing line. Now, so we're up in the box watching this, and we're like, there's no way he's going to get away with this. Mate, you just see him appear, bollock, naked, man. Trots up to the starting line, mate, and does a full 100-yard dash down the last straight of Cheltenham, mate. And he jumped the fence. He climbed down a fence and kept running. Finishes it. Sprint suit, mate. We're thinking, he's lifted, man, 100%. Mate, he managed to get back into the bog, suit back on. Mate, within 5 minutes, man, he's standing next to us in the box. Heroes welcome, man. Like, that just summed that team up, mate. It was just a proper laugh constantly. I loved it, Great times.
Man, that's outstanding, mate. Outstanding. So, things change big style, eh? Di Canio comes in.
Oh, mate, hit me like a ton of bricks, man. Hit me like a ton of bricks, man. I'll never forget. So, see the season before Di Canio came in, mate? Like, I was doing terrible. We got relegated that year. So I went on loan the year before. We got to the playoff final. I played every single game. I think I played every minute nearly. Next year, we sell Charlie Austin, we sell Gordon Greer, probably our 2 best players. Billy Painter went to Leeds. 3 big players, mate. We brought in 3 clowns to replace him. Couldn't tie their shoelaces, man. Hopeless. And Danny Wilson ended up getting sacked. Danny Wilson. And Paul Hart comes in, mate. Oh, my God, man. Hated me. Absolutely. I used to be in his office every day, and he would slaughter each other. Hated me. Ended up getting relegated. So my head's went, mate. In the summer, I was talking to her about chucking football. Like, that's me done, man. Like, I can't be fucked with this anymore. Like, it's my first real loan football, mate. Like, first team wise. So it hits like a ton of bricks, mate. Especially when you say you're away from home, and you pure find yourself in that cycle where when you're going out at the time, mate, and you're winning, it's brilliant. But see, when you're going out and you're not playing on a Saturday, and you're putting weight on, and you look like a fat wee bastard, and you're not doing well, and then it starts to affect you, man, and you're thinking like...
The banter's not the same, mate, is it? The banter's not the same.
There's no banter.
When you're in the team, and it's mere you're drowning your sorrows every fucking week, you're not even getting a game, it's totally different, right?
Exactly, so I was in that frame of mind, I was thinking, like, I'm done with this. And then I remember lying in my bed in my mum's house in Dundee, and my mate phoned us from Swindon and says, mate, Di Canio's stick on Sky Sports. Di Canio's your new manager. And I remember, mate, I went like that. Yes, man. I was, because you've seen Di Canio play. I was like, I says to my mate, that would be amazing, man. We'll be doing volleys and five-a-sides every day. That's how we'll be doing like scissor kicks and wee games. So I went to New York, got so
What
far.
about the goal he scored against Wimbledon, by the way?
Mate, I've seen him do that. He done that at training. He used to do it at the time, mate. Honestly, his technique was a shambles, man. 42, he was ripped like you wouldn't believe. So the first day, that summer, I'd had a terrible summer. Obviously, I was down for the year before. First day, never forget it, mate. He gets us on, and he's standing there, and he's like, massive thing for me is weight, fitness, massive. And I was like, oh, bastard, man. He looked at me, mate. I remember him staring at me, and I'm thinking, I'm a fat bastard, eh? So he's like, everyone in, change, and get on the scales. Never forget it, mate. I'm shiting myself this time, because I know I'm heavy, mate. I know I've had no played all year. I've had a very good summer. I'm a fat bastard. I remember taking my top off, and one of the boys going like that to me. Oh, mate, you're in for it, man. I think I went last in the QI. So, mate, see why every cut was getting weighed? Di Canio was standing next to the scales. He was standing, so that the fitness guy would take your weight, but he would be standing, staring at the weights. Stood on the scales, mate, and I think it came up like, so I'm 72 kilo now. I think it came up about 82 kilo.
2 seconds, Si.
No worries.
Hello, got a visitor. You coming to say hi? You coming to say hi? Come on, quick.
Can't hear you.
I'll blow it up for you quick, right? Look, say hi.
Hi, pal.
Can they see you, look? Say hi.
Look at her. Right. Whatever you do.
All right. There you go, Babs. All right. Go, go, go. Is it? I'll see you in a minute, all right? Okay. Oh, yeah.
What a woman, eh?
Yeah, shut the door, babes. Thanks a lot.
Brilliant, mate.
You can take the juice. Okay, take it with you. Bye. Oh, amazing, mate. We're on. Oh, amazing, mate. Totally mind blowing, eh?
He looks
Cracking
at
up, sir. You're cracking up.
Go on. Can you hear us?
You there? Yeah, I hear you now, mate. I hear you now.
So, get on the scales, mate, and it pops up 82 kilos. And his face, mate, I remember looking into his eyes, and it was fucking rage. He looks me up and down, and he's like, he's like, how is this possible? 5'9", 82 kilos? No! He's looking about me, he's like, this can't be possible. We have a fat boy. We have a fat boy. He's like, you don't play for me. You can't play for me 82 kilos. 5'9", impossible. You can't, you need to lose 10 kilo. 10 kilo before you can play for me.
10 kilo. 10 kilo.
Mate, so I'm thinking, oh my God, man. Mate, I had to do extra running. My team, I can't your size.
That was me. Somebody trying to phone me now.
Can you hear us?
I hear you now, mate.
Can you hear us, you know? So he's saying to me, he's like,
yes.
I can't have people watching my team and seeing someone your size play for my team. You represent me. I can't have that. So mate, see, this is what I loved about him, do you know? So he hated me, completely hated me. Like, he hated my body language. He thought I was lazy. He thought I was overweight, which I was. See, I did the extra runs after training, mate. See, every run, he'd done it with me, mate. He would run with me, And see, when I'm running, he's like to me, why you want to be like this? Why? He's like, I can tell you're a good player. I watch you, you're a good player. but why do you want to live your life like this? Why do you want to represent yourself like this?
Yeah.
Mate, total pushed us, man. Gave us a diet plan. He would stare at me and, mate, see at lunch, he would have laser eyes on me, man, to see what I was eating. Honestly, mate, like, we went to Italy pre-season, and everyone was allowed ice cream. And mate, the sessions were so hard, you know, you were starving, man, starving. And you would get like a lump of risotto, mate, and you'd finish that, and you're still starving. The boys would go up for ice cream. I would go to walk up. He's like, fat boy, no ice cream for you, no ice cream for you. And mate, I was speaking to the fitness coach the other day. I think I lost I think he said it was something like 8 kilo in 15 days.
Huh?
8 kilo in 15. And then, mate, see, this is what's amazing about Di Canio.
You must have been swole, mate. You must have been swole.
Oh, mate, honestly, that was a low 15 days, man. Honestly, I could have ended it. But the good thing about Di Canio is, mate, this is what makes you love him, So see when you lose a bit of weight, like I'm down to like 74 at this point. He comes up, mate, and he grabs your face, right? He gets right in your face and he says, look how handsome you are. Look, what a handsome young man when you lose that stupid fat that you had around your face. And then you pure love him, mate, for that, Like, he's pure on your side straight away.
Yep.
So you hated him before that, and then he would just throw you a wee line, mate, and you would think, he's a hero, man. And then after that, I think we played 58 games that year, mate. I played 56. That was after him saying to me, like, you'll never play for me. Like, there's no way. I was close to leaving, mate. I was going to go to Chesterfield, but it was just lucky that Swindon lost their first 2 games of that season. Never forget it, mate. We got beat our second game, and I was buzzing, mate. But it's just horrible to say because you're not playing. You didn't want to take the well because you want to get back in.
Yep,
And he pulled me in the office and he was like, okay, fat boy, you play tomorrow. You go and prove me wrong. And then, mate, do you know what the great thing about him is see, after that season, we won the league that year. And I was in Glasgow, and I remember I was in my motor, and he phoned me, so I pulled her, and he's like, listen, Simon, just want to say to you, like, you're my kind of guy. Like, in life, you're my type of person, man. Like, totally proved me wrong. Stood up to me. Yeah, you never folded. You kept at it. And he's like, for as long as I'm at Swindon, you will be here forever. No matter how bad you play for the rest of the time here. He says, you're the type of people I want about this club. So I know I'm talking about, like, going out and drinking and that, mate. But as I say, when it came to actually drinking, you need to do it. Mate, I grafted like fuck. See that year, never grafted so hard in my life. And it's no coincidence, mate. Like that year we win the league, I played the best football I've ever played. And it all came through living right and doing your job properly, mate. Which when I look back, as you say, probably a bit shite what I'd done before that. Because I think if I'd done what I'd done under Di Canio, mate, I'd had a much better career. But he's a hero, mate, honestly. Like, you'd love him, mate.
Yeah, he's man, like, I just remember growing up and totally in awe of him, you know what I mean? But, like, being such a massive high-profile player as well, though, side, you know, like, you're itching to impress him.
Honestly, Denis, see when you done well after a game, mate, he would come up to you, right? He would grab you by the face, he'd pull you right in next to him, and he would say stuff like, I fucking love you. I love you. You're the best midfielder in the league. You'll be with me. You're a warrior for me. I'm the leader of the army. You're my general, mate, and you'd be pure.
Run through brick walls for him, man.
Then the next week, mate, you'd be shite and he'd be like, you're the fucking worst player in the league. I don't know why I played you. See when we got beat. This is what I like this, mate. The boys hated it, but normal people. Did you hear that, mate? Now? Did you hear that?
I hear you now.
So what I love about him.
I hear you now.
So when we got beat, we'd be in at 6 o'clock in the morning the next day. Like the boys hated that, and I know for normal people that's not a big thing going in at 6 in the morning. But any footballer will tell you that's unheard of, man. Like with football, you're always in for 10 or 9. But when we got beat, every time after a game, he would say, "Lads, we're in at 6 o'clock tomorrow." He says it's not a punishment. He says in normal life, when you don't do well in your job, there's consequences. So your consequence is that we will get up at the same time as they fans who we've let down today. They'll be up at 6 o'clock for their work tomorrow. So we'll get up at 6 o'clock and we'll come in. I love that, mate. I thought that.
I love that as well, mate. I love that. I think that's brilliant. It's total character building, mate, is it?
And that's it, mate. That's what he was again with Tommy Burns, mate. Total testing your character the whole time. And I hear boys getting interviewed about him that say he was a prick in that. He was a prick if you couldn't have put up with his demands, mate. Like as I say, if might not, you were not always brilliant, mate, but see if you were doing what he tried to ask you to do and you were working hard, that was enough for him, man. And as I say, I totally loved him, mate. Aye. And it's probably my personality that I need somebody like him, which is probably down to my weak mind. Somebody like Tommy Burns constantly pushing us. No, it is, mate. And Di Canio pushing us like. But then now I didn't need that, mate. Aye. And it's through they two, Tommy and Di Canio. And now I'm totally focused on doing well, man. I didn't need somebody to say to me, "Oh, you need to do this, man. You need to work harder." I'm totally on it, man. Like, I want this to do well, so I'm doing everything I can. And it's because of they two.
That's brilliant, mate. And you are. You're absolutely smashing it. So, Shy, I don't want to keep... Well, Instagram only gives you an hour. That's a shit thing, because I can sit and chat with you all night, mate. All right? We've got 2 minutes. Here it is.
Can you not start it again? I've got loads of time, mate. Aye.
Oh, brilliant. Let's do it then, man. We've got 2... Well, let's go. Do you want to just end it now and go again?
End it now and go again, mate. Aye.
Let's do it.
Do I need to click off, mate? Aye.
I'll end it and I'll start again. You're a legend, Si, coming back on, mate. Spot on.
No worries, mate. Enjoy it, eh?
I can see you crystal clear now, mate.
Perfect. Oh, it's not a face you want to see crystal clear, man. That fucking man, it's huge, eh?
It was going at the start of me. I was like you had fucking acne.
Oh no, that was about 10 years ago, mate. I actually did say that.
Did you?
Pubes were coming in, when the pubes were coming in, I had the acne.
Right, go for it.
What was it?
We're at Di Canio and being like how you are now. Can people like Di Canio and Tommy Burns
That's it, mate.
affecting how you are now?
I went to Portsmouth after Swindon, you know, and just shite, mate. Total shite. Like nobody there to push you, and just felt myself getting back to the old ways out all the time. We got burgled when I was doing
They were struggling, though, weren't they, Portsmouth?
Right, the club had just went into the fans' ownership, so we'd signed probably 12 of the worst players I've ever seen, mate. Aye. I'm signing for Portsmouth thinking it's going to be Canu and Sol Campbell and that, mate, and I'm playing with... I used to shout to him, we can get Tommy Burns line, we can get guys at the pub today what you do, man. Like, total hopeless, mate. Aye. So, like, I remember I went for Di Canio, mate, whereas if you won 1-0 and you've never played well, you're getting pinned up, mate. You're getting pinned against the wall. And I went to Portsmouth, never forget it, we got beat 4-1 on the first day of the season. Aye. I'm walking up the tunnel and see Portsmouth, mate, see the place in the stadium is out of this world, man. You pure fall in love with it. It's a proper old school club, old school ground, great place. The fans are amazing, aye, amazing fans. I remember walking up the tunnel thinking, right, he is going to slaughter us here, right? And the manager walks in and shakes everyone's hands.
Who was the manager?
A guy called Guy Whittingham. He was a lovely guy, mate. But it's his first managerial job, mate. And for a club like Portsmouth, mate, you can't be a new manager taking over a club that size. And it just total struggled. And I knew for that first day it was going to be a nightmare. And then me and my missus got robbed. Our house got burgled. When I left Swindon, mate, she says to me, like, we need to get closer to him. There's no way I'm staying down. I ended up fucking moving 2 hours further south. So we got burgled, mate, aye. And after that, she's like, I'm going up the road. There was still 10 months of the season left. I'm going up the road. So me and my 2 best mates, who were single at the time, in Portsmouth, mate, I don't know if you've ever been, it's like being on holiday. We were out about 3-4 nights a week. Just getting back into the old ways, mate. Like, same again. I remember going out on Thursdays, mate, and you're playing on a Saturday and you're thinking, it's not right. But it's hard, mate. I was still only 25. You're away from him. Everyone else is up the road. Your pals are all out together.
Mate, you're finishing about 1:30, 2 o'clock. By the time you get back to the digs or back to the gaff, there's nobody there. You're looking about. And we were just going down playing snooker. You were allowed to smoking the booze on that back then. Playing snooker, smoking fags, drinking pints. And people, sometimes they were tracking on and that. Like, idiots.
Mate, we had a guy called Nicky Shorey. Aye. This guy played for England. He's the best guy you've ever met. Aye. Honestly, I loved him. Cockney boy. Played with Red and Aston Villa for years. He loved it, mate. Aye. He was about 34. We'd always start with a coffee. Aye. After training every day, we'd go for a coffee. Mate, I could time it, man. As soon as we been there for about 20 minutes, he'd do that. We'd get a pint get one pint, mate, about 2:30, and then you'd be out a day, and that would go on for Tuesday and then Wednesday. You can't do it, mate. See, when you're playing professional football, it's a good laugh at the time, but you can't do it, man. And that is a regret. But as I say, you do what your surroundings are, like if my wife and kids had been there, I wouldn't have been doing stuff like that, mate. But they're up the road. I'm not going to go and sit in a flat on Main and fucking sell Herbalife, do you know what I mean? I'll tell you a great story about Portsmouth. I only brought back a memory because I was watching that Harry's Heroes thing the other night. Did you watch it?
I've not seen it. I've not seen it. I've heard them talking about it on TalkSport, but I've not watched it.
Brilliant, mate. Like Paul Merson's the best guy I've ever met in my life, So we're at
he loved it as well.
Well, here, wait till you hear this, mate. We get the Portsmouth Player of the Year awards. Fuck knows how there's a Player of the Year because we're all hopeless. And Merson's doing the speech at it, so he gets up in front of the fans and he's like, I've no drank for 10 years, I've no gambled for 10 years. He says, my life's completely turned round. He says, I'm in a better place right now. Mate, literally finishes his speech, puts his paper down, comes straight out at the boys' table. He's like, where the fuck are we going tonight? So, mate, we got a Tiger with Paul Merson, mate, the best guy in the world. He's like, I've got $3,000 on an Indian cricket game, and we're pouring litres of vodka. 10 minutes earlier, he was telling the crowd, that's me done with drinking. But I was watching that, mate, and I think he admitted to that he was like living a lie, man. And I think the last 9 months he's been sober. But mate, it's great to see him like that because honestly, we were League Two, mate. He didn't even know any of us, but he bowled over straight away. Yeah. Couldn't have been. Mate, actually gave me his number,
One of the lads.
Did he? Listen to this, He gave me his number. He phoned me the next day, This was a Sunday. Nate, this is on my 2 kids' life. I'm sitting in my flat in Portsmouth. A boy that played with us is called Ben Chorley. He's good mates with Merson. He was at Arsenal as a kid.
He was at Arsenal,
So Ben Chorley phoned me. He's like, mate, Merson wants your number. Totally buzzing off you, man. Merson phoned me that Sunday, mate. I'm sitting on the phone with Paul Merson for like 30 minutes in a proper laugh. And he's like, anything you need in life, kid, you give me a phone and I'll help you. But then I went back to Dundee that summer, mate, and me and all my mates were pranking him, man. He blocked my number.
Oh, did he? You pranked him. Fucking hell.
I was phoning him like 4 in the morning, Kept phoning him at 4 in the morning. He's like, nah, I need to block your number, man. But honestly, mate, he is one of the best guys you can meet, Paul Merson.
He seems like he'd be right up for it, man.
Proper hero, mate, honestly. Great guy.
What a player as well, What a player.
Oh, sensational. And then after that, mate, like we came up in the summer and Steph wasn't the one to go back down, so we just had our second kid, so there's no way I was going back down there for another year of that. And Paul Hartley phoned me, because I played with Paul Hartley at Celtic, and he said, do you want to come to Dundee? I'd only played 16 times for Portsmouth that year, mate, right? And see, if I'm being honest, my back was fucked. I'd had 3 injections into my back.
Yep.
Couldn't move. And Paul Hartley said to me, like, why have you not played a lot of games? And I made up that I'd fell out with the manager, right? But it was really because of my back. And I was never in any fit. I went to Dundee, my first day at Dundee was a bleep test, mate, right? And I hadn't ran for 6 months. And it was a total lottery, mate. I'd got this mad injection in my back called a discography. You can't do anything for like 12 weeks or something after it. Because she wanted to get up the road, mate.
What happened to your back?
So see, with Di Canio's training, mate, it was so intense. My back caved, man. And I was getting, Di Canio used to make me get, no make us, but I agreed to get, what is it women get when they're pregnant? In their back?
Epidural,
mate.
When they're giving birth.
I had 3 epidurals at Swindon, mate, which you're not really meant to do. So, see, when I went to Portsmouth, mate, and I wasn't getting the same intensity of training, my back just completely went out. And it's rubbish for me, but your wife and family, mate, and he's offering you a chance to get back up the road. You know your back's not 100%, but you just take the chance, you know what I mean? And I remember then, honestly, starting the bleep test on the first day, thinking, I don't even know if I can run here. And I think I ended up doing all right. But after that, mate, I was just could never get fully fit at Dundee.
I remember you coming up the road, man. I remember at the time it was happening, people were excited. People were really excited.
I know, I felt bad, mate.
I'm just delighted I'm an Arab, you know what I mean?
Oh, you'd have loved me then. I got you 9 points that year. Nah, it was tough, mate. Like, see, coming back to Dundee, your pals are Dundee fans. Like, I'd never experienced that. I'd always been away from him. And I knew I wasn't right. And see, trying to go out and do it. And the SPL, mate, was so quick.
Yeah.
Like, down south with Di Canio, mate, we were all about keeping the ball, aye. And that suited me. And up here, I remember playing the first game and I thought, I'm going to struggle up here, man. The game was so quick, mate. And my back was aching after every game, mate. My back was killing me, aye. And just never, I got injured. I actually started off alright. I remember we played the first 6 games. I played every game. I think we were unbeaten. And then we played United and got spanked at Dens. And then I hurt my back at St Mirren away in the warm-up. And after that, mate, that was me done. Just stop, start. And no, it was a miserable. That was the first time in my football career. Like, even at Portsmouth when I was injured, mate, I loved it. I had a proper good time. But Dundee was the first time, mate, I was miserable. Like, my youngest kid...
Even being back him and him tuning that.
See, the thing is, mate, I was staying in Glasgow, aye.
Oh, were you?
So, here's another, how not to be a professional, mate, aye. So, my youngest wasn't sleeping, mate, at all. Like, he was the worst kid, mate. Like, Greta night, 2 or 3 hours sleep. So, I'd get up knackered. Gary Irvin used to drive us through to Dundee, right? And he was always late, mate, aye. Always late. Without doubt, you'd be like, no, I'm just talking 5 minutes, mate. I'm talking 30 minutes. Standing at your front door, and you know you're going to be late for training, you're going to get fined. We'd always stop for a roll and bacon. And exactly, mate, aye. See, because I was so tired, you know, I needed something to eat, aye. And one of my good mates, Kevin McBride, who played at Dundee, he used to dare me to eat. Like, he says, I'll give you 20 quid if you can eat 6 bacon rolls for here at Dundee. Mate, what are you thinking, aye? So I remember one time eating like 6 bacon rolls and going out and training, like, my head was at Urigaff, mate, aye. Like, just didn't enjoy it, man. Like, I'm sure sounding like a clown here, aye, but it's hard, mate, aye. Like, see when things aren't going well, I always try to use kind of laugh to kind of mask over how bad I was doing. So see, because I wasn't playing well on a Saturday, I thought I'll try and make the boys laugh in the motor to kind of to mask your that. So I would do like stupid things in the car and stuff like that. And ultimately,
you need a wee bit of luck as well, Shy. Come on, I mean, you do need. Sometimes you do earn your own luck, but can managers come in or can injuries happen and maybe you thought coming back to Dundee could have been the perfect move for you, coming back to your hometown club and shit like that, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. You hear me?
Guys, can you hear us?
You're breaking up, Shy.
Nah.
Wee bit fuzzy, mate. I hear you. I could hear you, but your fuzzy face.
That better now, nah?
Can't hear you.
Shit. Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Right. Well, see the thing with Dundee as well, mate. Like, I actually felt a bit hard done by because I wouldn't have played for like 2 and 3 weeks at a time, mate, right? And then I just get put in against like Celtic and Dundee United, mate, and Aberdeen. I look back at my Dundee career, mate, right? I never once played against a bottom 6 team, never started. But I hadn't been playing for 4 and 5 weeks, and you just get told, oh, you're playing against, I'm going to chuck you in against Celtic tomorrow, or I'm going to chuck you in against Dundee United, who were flying at the time. I'm going to chuck you in against Aberdeen, mate. You've not played for 6 weeks, and you've got Stuart Armstrong, who's an absolute racehorse, mate, running by you. You can't get near him, mate. Do you know what I mean? And it's, I think any football player will tell you, mate, if you can't get a run of games at a club, usually you will struggle, mate. And that was just me at Dundee.
So, Peterhead, mate.
Peterhead. Brilliant, mate. I loved it.
It's a brilliant wee tune, mate, isn't it? I worked up there loads, mate.
Mate, I actually remember you messaged me once when I was up there, did you know?
I messaged you to any of my... So, any of my guys were... I used to train. He was at what do you call it? Hospitality.
Peterhead, was he, right?
Hospitality. And I remember messaging you to go and meet him or something like that. I think it was that.
That's right. So I did, like, see, by Dundee, mate, I'd chuck football, like, I'd totally, because of the year I'd had at Portsmouth as well, mate, as I said, like, didn't enjoy it, didn't feel like a football player, and then Dundee was the exact same, mate, 2 years at, and it's mad, mate, this is what I always tell young kids now, because obviously I coached the kids at Celtic, and I went, this is mad, mate, this sums football. I went for playing in the semi-final of the League One playoffs in England to get to the Championship. I was a game away from the Championship.
Yeah.
2 years later, mate, signing for Peterhead part-time.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing about football, mate. Like, couple of bad years and you're gone, man. So you need to be at it constantly. And as I say, ultimately, mate, you're talking about luck in that, but in the 2 years, I wasn't on it. And that's why you end up where you are, ultimately. I know you can say about luck and stuff like that, but what I say to the kids is, it's no coincidence, mate. When I was doing things properly and doing well, I was flying. And when I didn't it, things didn't go well, and I ended up at Peterhead. But, mate, the best decision I've ever made. Honestly, like, never realised it at the time. Obviously, I was thinking, what am I going to do, man? Went to Peterhead, delivering kitchens, mate. I was delivering kitchens. I was working in the night shift in the Royal Mail. I used to walk from here, mate, I don't know if you know Glasgow, through Springburn, which is fucking mental, to get to my night shift job at 12 o'clock. I'd do a 6-hour shift in the Royal Mail and I'd run up the road, mate. See, because I was sleeping all day, so I didn't have a chance to go to the gym or that, I would run it back at 6 in the morning after a 6-hour shift, thinking, 2 years ago, man, I could have been in the Championship on fucking 10 grand a week. I'm now on £300 a week at Peterhead, running home for the night shift on the Royal Mail.
How did you deal with it, Si? How did you deal with it, mate?
Do you know what I dealt with, mate? It was behind a laugh, aye. See the Royal Mail night shift, mate. At first, I was probably, mate, I probably was like a corpse walking about, aye. And then I got to know a couple of the boys, and see after them, mate, I actually used to look forward to going, aye. And that's why I'm saying now, mate, I know I could go and do a job, a normal job, no bother, aye, because and now I've done it. I realise it isn't as bad as what people think, aye. Football players think it's the worst thing ever, mate. It's not. It's just like being in a football dressing room, mate. You go to your work and you laugh and you come in and you watch your telly. Everyone does the same thing, mate. Everyone goes to their work to come home and sit and watch your telly. Do you know what I mean? And then open goal came up, mate, aye, and it was like a pure...
took over. Yeah, the TV's shite now, mate. Nobody watches TV now, man.
I don't know watch TV like, do you?
Nah, never. Sometimes I'll bang on Sky Sports News. That's it. Come on, I mean, YouTube, open goal.
It's mad to me, like the open goal thing. So I was actually in a soft play with my 2 kids, aye. And I think I just finished the kitchen shift. I still had the fucking jumper on me, aye. Sitting in the soft play and my phone rang and it was a guy I've known. He was like, he's like a media guy. What's the word? Like, what's Mad Men in that day? What's it called?
Producer.
Advertisement.
Oh, ads. Right, okay.
So he phoned me and he's like, mate, I don't know if you've ever heard of podcasts. And I was like, mate, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And he was like, I thought podcasts are for geeks, man. Do you know what I mean? And he's like, podcasts, he's a clever guy. It's a guy I do open goal with. And he's like, mate, podcasts are going to be massive, man. Next 5 years, podcasts will take over. He says, I've been like looking at numbers and things that are coming through. He says, you'd be perfect for us, man. We're going to do a football podcast. We're going to speak to ex-players. We're going to hear a laugh. And it'll work, man. And honestly, I was like that. See, obviously, I hated the kitchens, mate. I liked it. I didn't mind the night shift. Hated the kitchens. And I was like to him, fuck it, mate. We'll get a bash, aye. So I met him in a hotel. And he's like, who do you think would be good for 5 interviews? We'll get 5 interviews. If it doesn't work, we'll sack it, man. I'm not going to waste your time. So I said, Charlie Mulgrew, Aidan McGeady, Charlie Adam, Kevin Thompson, and Darren O'Day.
Aye.
I says, they 5, if you can't get a good laugh, because they were my mates, mate, aye. So I said, if you can't get a good laugh out of they 5, then you may as well chuck it. And I remember we done Kevin Thompson was the first one. I love Tomo, mate, aye. Tomo is... He's like, no, I looked up to Tom White at Dundee. What a player, Dino, honestly. Good guy, good values, good thoughts on football. I loved chatting about him. And after we interviewed Kevin Thompson, right, in Easter Road. We were walking down the stairs in Easter Road and my mate done that to me. Mate, this will be massive, man. Honestly, Dino, he's like, I've never ever heard a football player talk like that with anybody, man. Proper going into detail, slaughtering people, wanting to get his point across. And I think he slaughtered.
Yeah, your mate was brought you in as well, though, Si. Come on, I mean, it's like he's been clever, and I'm it because you're a fucking funny guy. Come on, I mean.
Mate, I think that it's not funny, mate. It's just like you. It's like enthusiasm, mate. I've got enthusiasm for what I'm doing.
Enthusiasm.
I said, Dino, see if I was talking about fucking if I was talking about balls or fucking computers, mate, I'd be hopeless at it. But I just because I love football, mate. I genuinely is the only thing I speak about, mate. Like if I meet somebody and they can't speak about football, mate, it's silence for me. I've got nothing to speak to them about. Honestly, mate. Like Steph's mum and dad are two clever people. Like they could talk to you about anything. See, when I meet their pals, mate, I feel like a total moron, man.
Square peg.
asking 60-year-old like politicians if they like football, man, they're looking at us like I'm a total idiot. But it's just like after the first five, and then my mate says to me like Charlie Mulgrew's the worst interview ever. He says like media guys say Charlie's. I've told Charlie this out. And I was like, no way, man. Like Charlie's the best guy ever. Funny as you can get, me. Honestly, sharp, witty. And again, we done Charlie, and I think Charlie was the second one, and he was like, mate, this we're gonna do it, man. And then the first five came out, mate, and it's just went absolutely like I couldn't believe it there, right?
Because I remember speaking to you it must have been like it was just kicking off, and then I spoke to you, sent you a message or something, and you were like, William Hill just like basically came in, they're now funding it, the whole thing. That was a big turn, didn't it?
That was a big turning point, mate. So for the first 6 months, I never took a penny. I was doing that for nothing, doing kitchens, and that's what I mean. That's what graft does, mate. I was doing kitchens during the day, playing with Peterhead, doing the Royal Mail at night. No, in fact, I chucked the kitchens, mate. I was coaching the kids at Celtic at that point. Coaching the kids at Celtic, going to a night shift at the Royal Mail, and then playing with Peterhead. And I was doing the open goal. So, mate, I was working 7 days a week, not getting a penny for it, So, see these guys that now I see want to come in and they want to do it straight away and make hundreds of money, man. It doesn't work like that,
No.
It's like anything in life, mate. You need to put the graft in, man. But I'm so thankful that I done it, mate, because there was times in these 6 months, you see the views in that, mate, and you're saying to your missus, like, how am I not making money for this? I should be making money, like, we're flying. But it's a podcast, mate, so you didn't really, not a lot of podcasts make money. And I was starting to get a bit frustrated, and I had STV phoned us, mate, This was early on in Open Goal. STV phoned us and offered us a job doing a presenting, coming to here, a meeting about presenting a show or something. And I remember phoning the guy at Open Goal, and I was like, I've been offered this. He's like, mate, honestly, please just stick with it. It'll take a bit of time, but it'll be worth it in the end. Yeah. And then we got William Hill, mate, and I remember they phoned us up and he said, we've got news for you, come and meet us at, went to the Blytheswood in Glasgow, which is lovely. We sat and had a meal, and they're like, William Hill are going to sponsor us, man. Like an 18-month deal. You're going to get paid a full-time wage, and it was like, amazing, man. Like, great day, great day. Ended up going out that day and getting steaming, it was brilliant.
Outstanding. How long was it before you put it on YouTube, mate? Because like most people sit and watch it now because it's fucking.
Mate, we put it on YouTube. We put it on YouTube straight away, do you know?
Did you? Yeah,
we went straight to YouTube. I remember we were in Spain. I was on holiday when it first came out. And it was Kevin Thompson interview. And on my holiday, mate, and I was constantly refreshing the views, mate, and the views were coming up, and it was heart was pounding, and I was proper buzzing. So after that, we kind of set up our own website where we put them through, but ultimately it is YouTube, mate, And then you get the Twitter and you get the Instagram and that, and it kind of goes through all that. But no, it's always been on YouTube, mate, but obviously it's at a kind of a different level now.
No, it's brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Well, mate, what's next?
Next is the Hydro, mate. We sold it the Hydro.
The Hydro, mate.
I'll tell you a good story about the Hydro as well, mate. So we done the Edinburgh Fringe, do you know?
What's your capacity, Si?
13,000.
13,000, mate.
Amazing,
That's fucking outstanding, mate. That is like unbelievable.
So we done the Edinburgh Fringe, mate, and I think we had 2,000 tickets a show, so that would have been 4 shows, 8,000 tickets, and they went in about 3 hours, mate. Total went, like, we weren't expecting it at but I need to give a mention to obviously Slaney, mate. He's fucking outstanding, like, and Kev Kyle's good as well, but people love Slaney, mate. Like, see the live shows, mate.
Slaney, was he a decent player, Si?
He was very good, mate. He was very good, but
he must have been unlucky because he only had a few appearances, I
honestly, I came back from Swindon, right? Talking about that first day with Lenny slaughtering us in the office, and I came down, and Slaney was in the dressing room with me, and Cads was texting me. Paul Cads is one of my best mates, so he's texting me saying, "Mate, we've signed this guy that you will love, man. You and him will be best mates, man. He's a character." So I got back in and he went, "This is Slaney," and I done that. "How you doing, mate?" I says, "Are you enjoying it here?" He went, "Absolutely not, hating it, shouldn't be here, I'm out my depth." I says to him, "Come on, I'll take you out for breakfast, man. A bit of breakfast, we'll get something to eat and have a chat." And he's like, "Nah, I'm just going to go and lock myself in the bathroom." Mate, he'd lock himself in the toilet until training started, no speak to anybody. And then he'd come out to training, right? And you'd be walking out the training field, right? And Lenny called, in fact, the team's got named in the dressing room. And I was on Slaney's team. And we were walking out to training, and Slaney's like to me, "Can you promise me something today?" He's totally serious, mate, aye. And I'm pure drawn into him, mate. See when he speaks, I'm pure. And I'm thinking he's going to say, "Can you, like, keep passing me the ball so I look good?" And he goes out to me, "Under no circumstances, pass the ball to me today." And see for then, mate, I always loved him, mate. And see, as soon as we started open goal, I says to my mate, "I've got a guy that'll be absolutely perfect for us side. Absolutely perfect, man." And he's sensational, mate. He's honestly one of the best guys I've ever met. And it's not just a laugh, he's a proper nice boy, eh? Like, you would date anything for you, man. And mate, what I want to let him go more than anything, see if Slaney went on and done better than us and went and had made millions of pounds, I'd be delighted, mate, because he deserves it, man. He's an absolute hero, honestly.
Oh, he's
hilarious. He's not just how he looks on cat. People always say to me, "Is he really like that in real life, mate?" Honestly, see when you're wurmed, you just smile and laugh the full day. It's pure makes you feel good.
Mate, I think that's what's brilliant, what comes across with you guys, man, because it's just like three dudes just fucking chilling out, fucking in the banter. And it's like, when you're sitting there, you're watching it, man, you're sucked in because you're like, fucking, you totally relate to it. You know what I mean?
That's it, mate. Like, the worst thing I could ever hear is see us sitting with suits on, using big words to talk about football, man. I couldn't hear it. Like, I want it to be like this, mate. That's how we want to make it. Just how boys speak to their pals about football, man. That's exactly what we're after. Like, we're the people that we are. And I think what's good about it, mate, is like, because we've been through football and rejection and people slaughtering us, like, see if people didn't like us, mate. I don't care, I actually done it. Like, people message me about, we done a worst SPL 10, mate, and people are slaughtering I'm like, mate, it's a laugh, man, who cares? Do you know what I mean? People take it so serious, but I love the two guys, mate.
I heard Slaney on about the boy Craig. He's fucking, what was he's on about, these big fucking curly tails, he kept kicking the ball at the stand. Oh mate, I was actually out for a run, right, and I was listening to it on the podcast, mate, and I was out for a run, and it was me, Janine, she's running along next to us, man, and I'm just like howling, laughing, running along the Kingsway, and she's just looking at me like, what the fuck? I was like, you need to listen to this boy, man, like, this boy is fucking unreal.
And then he says, and here's me, a 15-year-old horny winger climbing the stands trying to find his boss. Mate, do you know the best thing?
Does he ken how funny he is, man? Does he even understand how funny he is?
Mate, he messages me after every podcast saying, "Sorry, mate, I was fucking shite there," and I'm like, "You were unbelievable, man." Yeah. Do you know the funny thing about it, is, right? Everyone thinks he's making this up, right? So, see the boy he's talking about, Scott Leach. One of my best mates.
Was it Scott Leach, was that?
Scott Leach was passing into Craigan. He was the one that was passing into Craigan. So I text Jack Leach, he's one of my good mates, and I text Jack saying, "Mate, find out if that story is like word for word how Slaney says it." Mate, he phoned me in stitches, man. He's like, "I've just showed my dad it. My dad's in stitches." He said, word for word, that is exactly how it played out. I don't know how all these mad shits happened to Slaney, mate, but what a hero, mate, honestly. He's not, like, see his family and that as well, you would love them, mate, honestly. Like, proper good people, date anything for you, and he's a one-off, man.
Brilliant. He's had me in stitches. I was loving the Robbie. Yeah, what's the story with the Robbie Williams thing, man?
Robbie Williams as well, mate. Hey, he messages Robbie Williams. I think it was about 3 a.m. He doesn't sleep, mate. Doesn't sleep. He stays awake all night. I don't know what he's doing, if he's pulling his banger or whatever he's doing, but he stays awake all night. And he says he messaged Robbie Williams at 3 a.m. He showed us the message, mate. 100% true, saying that him and Robbie Williams are tight now. I think they've messaged again since.
Alright.
So they're in a proper convo, mate. But see Slaney, mate, he stays 2 minutes for the hydro, right? So see on random nights, mate, I'll just get a Snapchat for him and he'll be standing at the Hydro with his open goal gear on. What's my time to do that, man?
That's brilliant. So have you got new dates then? Have you got new dates for the Hydro?
I do, mate. Sometime in September. I actually can't remember the date. I don't know the day, but it's a Friday night in September. We spoke to the Hydro. They says obviously the last date was impossible, but fingers crossed for us, mate. I think they think it might be all right. If no, then we'll probably do it at Christmas, mate. I think Christmas will be a perfect time to do it. So as long as it gets done, mate, I'm not bothered when it happens. Looking forward to it, mate. Can't wait. We've got the full script throughout, mate. We went to a hotel in Glasgow. We've got a 2.5-hour script throughout. The guests are sorted, so we're ready to go, mate. That's the thing as well, mate. Like, no nerves, mate. We pure get a buzz off it. Like, see the fringe, I was maybe wondering about nerves and stuff like that, but it's a proper buzz, mate. I love it. See, because again, you know what you're talking about, mate. It's not like you're going up there and talking about fucking cabinets. You're going up there and talking about stuff that you know. So, and again, we do the research.
And it's your opinion. It's your opinion. It's your spin on it anyway, is it? So it's fucking.
That's it. And then do your research, mate. So we're fully prepared. It's not like we're going up there and we don't know what we're saying or what we're doing. People think we're laughing a joke, mate, but we're fully prepared and we work hard at it, mate.
That's good, man. That's brilliant. What about down England then, Si? Any plans for any stars down there?
It's hard, mate. Honestly, like, see the boys down in England, the boys that I've spoke to, you need to go through their clubs. Like, see Andy Robertson. Liverpool didn't want him to do our interview, Like, Andy Robertson kind of done it without their okay. I think John McGinn was going to do it, and then I think Aston Villa looked at the sort of stuff that we do and we talk about, and Aston Villa were like, absolutely not.
No way. What about ex-players?
Oh, see, the thing is though, mate, see the ex-players, like, I would hate for somebody to come on our show, mate, and just give me cliche answers, And I feel like the players doing their day that, mate. I think that's not what we want, mate. I would rather do a Scottish boy who, like Michael Gardine, who's a character and got coach for it, mate. Exactly. That's the last thing we want our show to be. So just try and keep it as natural as possible, mate. But if we could get to England, that'd be great. But see if we didn't, mate, then I'm happy with what we're doing.
No. I'm just wondering, Ken.
No, I would be great to me, but I don't know whether English people would get Slaney's patter and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? do they care about curly toes and horny 15-year-olds in England? See, sometimes when he speaks to me, I'm thinking, oh my God, man, like, we're getting to jail. We're going to get to jail with some of the things he says. Mate, see if you can see your outtakes. Dino, honestly, man, we would get to jail. We Slaney. I wish I could tell you a story, mate. I'll tell you after this, but he was going through a tough time, and he was saying about seeing somebody, and I'll never forget it, mate. He phoned me one day and totally serious. He says, I found out what's wrong was. I can't tell you on camera, mate, what he said, but honestly, couldn't have moved for about 20 minutes, mate. But he's maybe England, mate. We'll see what happens. I'm not too sure, but we're happy with how it's going just now.
No, that's good, man. That's good. Well, mate, anything else you want to add?
Nah, that's me done, man. That's me done, my lot.
Mate, we've done an hour and 35 minutes, mate.
Brilliant. Enjoyed it.
Oh, mate, I've loved it. Thanks so much for coming on, Si. It's been an absolute scream, mate.
No worries. I hope it goes well for you as well, mate.
Mate, here I'm just fucking getting on.
Is this what you want to do?
Come on, mate. You kind of I love just trying to help people, guide people, inspire people, just fucking get a message out there, Ken. Bring in other inspirational people on, like yourself, Ken. We've had a couple of good ones on already. We've got Charlie Adams coming on Monday. Stevie Robb's coming on to tell his story with Be Inspired. Ken, so we've got some good guys coming on. Hopefully people could just start wee bits of their message and fucking get after it.
Right, if I'm your inspiration, mate, your channel's fucked already. Right, mate, I'm off for a beer.
You have a good one, mate. Yeah, much appreciated, Si.
See you later, alright?
Top man.